Hey Scrapper Names fans, and welcome back to another video for you today. It's Amy here, and I have a double page layout, and it is the first of its kind for me. And by that I mean, if you are new to this world, or to this scrapping world I should say, double page layout is where you have or documenting the same event or theme basically, and it's sitting side by side. So for this one today, I'm documenting where my stepdaughter has started year 7, which was actually last year, a little bit behind. And yeah, so this one is 2 pages sitting side by side. So I'm using the crepe paper all heart collection, and I freaking love this collection. I just absolutely love it, and I could only get a few bits and pieces of it from scrapbook.com a little while back when I got my big order. Well, not big order, but haul I got a little while back, and I'm hoping to get my hands on the ephemera, more papers, probably the little 6x6 paper pad, just to tie it all up and have it in my stash, because I so love it, and it is perfect for documenting Beth, who's my stepdaughter, her memories for her album. Now she's a bit of a teenager. But what I'm doing here is I've got a Flutterby Designs stencil. I think it's called the He Said, She Said stencil. And I'm just getting some different texture pastes here. A Bo Bunny, I think, bling one. I haven't used it before. I got it gifted to me at Christmas. And then a Color Blast one in the blue colour. I'm just mushing it around my stencil there. I was happy for them to sort of mould into each other a bit, as you can see, just to give that kind of almost an ombre kind of effect and whatnot. I wasn't going for a perfect pattern. I just did the off-centre and whatnot. Nothing too perfect. To pair up the colours, I did, what is this paper pad? What is it? Hey Girl, I think. Cute Girl. No, not Cute Girl. Hey Girl. It's not crepe. I think it's Pink Paisley. I think it was part of my scrapbook.com haul as well, because I have the boy version of this, I think, as well. So I wanted to get the girl version. So I'm just using its paper pad here just to create a bit of a photo mat. Just breaking the photo here of her up against the bold, sort of the white background. I always find it really hard to use text backgrounds like this, hence why I went with the texture paste to really break it all up. I wasn't going to order this paper, but I really liked the phrases on it. I thought they were really quite empowering and really fun and things like that. So I got it anyway, and I thought I'm just going to play with it, and I'll see. Even if I cut it apart, I thought, who cares? I think that might have been probably what I was originally planning. And then I was playing around with these photos to document, and I was going to do this in a page protector, in a pocket page protector, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to give a double page spread a go, or layout a go. And here we are. So yeah, now to soften it all up a little bit more, I've added this doily, just for a bit more texture as well. But just to give a bit more breaking that photo, making it really pop. It's not the best lighting and quality for the photo. Editing was not my best when I ordered these photos back sort of 18 months ago now. 12 months ago. I'm getting better. I've gotten a lot better with photo editing, I have to say. But yes, so as you can see, it's not the best. So I really needed to work hard to get the photo to really pop off this page a bit. It's very pale, very dull. So again, going in and using some of these Flutterby Designs page tabs. They're all about sort of school days kind of thing. I don't know if there's a particular collection or anything they've come from, sorry. So just fussy cutting those out. I really like page tabs. I really like them as a subtle sort of thing to slide in underneath a photo, just to give it a bit of something for your eye to really look at, especially when your photo's not so great. Like great quality, I guess is probably the better word. Like this. Just draws your attention subtly kind of thing to spots, I guess. It's also another great way I find if you want to add, like I've done it before, not very often at all, but add to like a journaling piece underneath. So if I wanted to add journaling to that, I could have left a gap in behind the photo and slid like a tag, into it and stapled that to the top, the page tab to the top, and you could have slid it out just as a sneaky piece. Alright, so now I'm going to pull out my collection of Coco Vanilla Studio ephemera pieces that I've got, all bits of die cuts and frames and flare buttons and who knows what else. That's what you can see in that container there on the right of the screen. And I'm just going to play around with no real collection or anything in mind. I'm just going with colour. And on this particular day, just kind of whatever floated my boat. I didn't go necessarily with this school theme because I didn't have a lot at first when I looked through my collections of things in my stash. I didn't have a lot of school stuff or back to school stuff. I think I'd already used them up previously and hadn't sort of replenished that stock. So I just went a little bit girly, especially with the, your girls' rule and things like that on the back of the pattern paper, and that's okay. I'm kind of moved away from really going with the rule of it has to be themed based, because not all the collections are themed based. So in that regard, like school, back to school kind of thing. So that's cool with me. Now my scrapping has evolved a bit. I more went with colour and kind of girly looks, I guess. And like these flare buttons had, I think, like Dream Big and something about growing up or something. I can't remember. We'll see it in a minute, I guess. But I sort of went with those sorts of things, as opposed to, your back to school and, those page tabs did. But, yeah. I like Bloom and Grow, that's what it was on that little flare badge there from Coco Vanilla. And this first page probably took longer than the second one, maybe because it had the mixed media on it, I'm not sure. But, yeah. And the other thing which you may see at the end, it did, the texture paste did not seep through, but it was a bit wet, I guess, at the back. It did warp a little bit on the page. I'm not sure if that the card stock was a little bit, the pattern paper was a bit thin than other potential pattern papers that I've come across. I'm not sure, but yeah, I don't know if anyone watching knows the difference. If crepe papers are a bit different to others, I'm not sure. And I haven't got it sitting next to me. I'm not actually at my desk to check it out if they're different. But yeah, just to be mindful of that. It can happen if you're going to try and scrap lift. And I really liked this phrase for this layout, I must admit. So that's why I've put a frame here around this. You're probably thinking, what the hell is she doing? She shines, because I really wanted to capture that phrase for her starting high school. Really big on the memory keeping, as well as just really empowering her. So when she looks back at this photo, I want her to feel that she was empowered to start Year 7 and high school and continue on in whatever schooling she might be doing. Which potentially sounds, a bit silly, but yeah, that's just me. I like the kids to think that when they're looking back on their memories, it gives them a sense of, something now, a bit of pride or love or strength or anything, you know. And I've definitely used the wet glue, which probably contributes a little bit to the wetness in the back, as I said, just was talking about before. To stick everything down. And there was my title. I've used some lovely thin gold thickers in that one. And that will be pretty much page 1 now, I think, completed. Yeah, see, you can see a bit of bubbling on there. Sort of smooth, try and smooth it down and squish everything down and make sure it's tucked in. But that's it for page 1, so that's that one done. And then I think, yes, page 2. So I again use the same materials. So when doing the double page layouts, it's always good, and even the same with the Project Life spread, I think, is it's always good to be consistent. So they do basically look like they're meant to flow on. So I've used, again, the same pattern, or same collection, sorry, from Pattern Paper. So it's from the Crepe Paper All Heart, this blue background paper, and which I love. So I probably should have ordered 2. And then I decided that I would again use a doily, but would use a large doily. No mixed media this time. I wanted to sort of really, the first page was to be not the title page, but your real eye-catching page, I guess you could say. And then there's this second page is to go with it. So to continue the consistency, I decided to use a doily, but a large doily to back my photos. So that's what I've done here. It's quite a large doily. I have no idea where I got them from. Again, I think they were a Christmas, part of our Christmas gifts from our design team I'm on. And this time I've got 4 photos, which I've trimmed it down and around them. Now some, you can tell the difference between some that I've printed at home and some that have been professionally printed. There is an element of quality difference. Now, I debated whether or not to layer these. Now, unfortunately, because of the limitations in ordering when I ordered the Crepe Paper collection, I couldn't photo mat these on like the other paper or anything like that, so I had to not do that. I also didn't want to photo mat them on the same paper as the other one. I did want it to be a little different but the same as such, and I didn't do the 3D. I was going to do craft foam for some and some not for others, but instead I decided to keep them all flat. I thought they would look a little odd if some of them were up high and others weren't. Ooh, excuse me, sorry. So I loved this camera. I did pick a few specific die cut boxes of my boxes from my stash that I wanted to use in these layouts. So this one's the Amy 10, which is in the green container here. You can see here is the Amy 10 Shine On, I think it's called, range collection. And I loved this camera, so I had to use it. And then I'm bringing back in my Cocoa Vanilla stuff here, just to again bring in that consistency. I didn't like these flowers, so what else do I use? Oh, my big head's in the way. That's handy, you can see my head, sorry. Yep, the Bloom and Grow here. So again, that consistency from the flare badge on the page before. Just adding, that's a bit of craft foam there that I'm adding to that Bloom and Grow, just to add that 3D element. I debated on that green, on that large gold leaf down the bottom too, but because I went with some leaves and things like that on the previous page, I thought that was a good way of bringing that through. And this shine as well, I thought was a good way to keep the consistency of the gold, as well as I think it's shine on that was on in the page before. So really subtle ways to keep that. I mean, you could see that obviously that because of the uniform she's wearing and obviously the whiteboard as well. But it's just an example. If you took those little elements away out of the photos as such, there would obviously be some things in your pictures. But you can use ephemera to share across those consistencies. And I know I've done it several times in my Project Life pages or my pocket pages, but I've never done a double page. So this is definitely the first time I've ever done a double page layout, 12 by 12. I've never done them before. So this is quite new to me, and I'm really happy with the way that it has turned out. I do hope you guys have enjoyed it as well. And I was happy that the first page was the draw you in kind of one, and then the second one is a bit more subtle, and I think it has the journal. I think there was a journal on this one. It has a few different elements like here invited into it as such. Different ephemera pack. I think this is the, no, which one's this? Pink Fresh Studio. Can't think of the name of the collection. Right now, off the top of my head, I've gone mind blank. It's late at night now. It's late for me anyway. But yeah, so I was I was very happy with it. It ties in without being identical. I love these enamel dots. I just love their colours. I don't know why. I just, you know when you like something just because the colours just fit you perfectly, that's these enamel dots. And I'm pretty certain they are Pink Fresh Studio specific enamel dots. They're in that container, so I'm assuming that's where they came from. Sometimes, because these came in one of my Kitaholic kits, so I'm assuming that that's what they are. So I think that this page may be nearly completed. I used the same thickers for that, even though I wasn't going to put a title, but then I thought, I know that they're the same page. You can tell they're the same page or same event. So I thought, my crew, because these are all the family photos from the day she started high school. So I thought, well, why not? But yeah, I think I've added some other little elements. That doily, the corner of that doily would not stay down. It was driving me crazy. Didn't matter what I did, it would just not stay. And as I said, this second side came together much quicker, but then it didn't have the mixed media on it. So yeah, that's it. That is this page done. So both page 1, and then, She Shines, that was the one. Page 1 and then page 2. So that is my double page layout process for you. So thank you so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed this one, and it's a bit of a long one. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you again in hopefully a few days with another video. See you later. Bye.